we're going to ask the kids to respond to these prompts, then we need to respond to them ourselves, right? So go ahead and pick. Actually, why don't we just do 1, 2, and 3, and I'm going to give you the numbers, okay? Write a word problem for the expression blank times blank, then solve it. Okay, so let's put 2/3 and 1/4. Draw an area model to show the expression 2/3 times 1/4.
Sorry.
And number 3, draw a bar model to show the expression 2/3 times 1/4. And then we'll just skip that.
Okay, so we're doing 1,
1, 2, 3.
no enemy. I know, that's what, I always use Mr. Takaki as my word problems.
Alright, Mr. Takaki has 2/3 yard of string to tie onto the balloon.
What a nice dad you are.
Okay, he decided to use only 1/4. How much of the string did he use?
Oh, okay, we got yards. So we have a unit of measurement. Okay.
Wow. That's a multiplication, right?
I'd have to figure. I'd have to make a bar model first.
Like if I were to ask
did.
if I were to ask you to tell me why it is a multiplication problem,
That'd be really because
it's what would your response be?
Because 2/3 is the starting amount, and so it would be, I would rewrite it as 2/3. No, 1/4. No. Yeah. Times 1/4. This means no. I think I did it backwards.
But it's still multiplication.
Right.
But how would you put that in the language to the
I
the
don't
students?
know.
Like,
That would be a hard one for
This
me.
would, well, because my starting, no,
string-
2/3 is my starting amount, and that first number is always my start. That's how I do it, my starting point.
I'll explain to you
And
my,
then,
my fraction is my bar model.
Huh?
My fraction.
First
My
fraction.
second fraction is the bar model. Because you're finding 2/3 of something, right? In this case, you're 2/3 of 1/4. So you got to have the
That's right, and I
fourth to
thought
find
backwards.
2/3 of.
I do it backwards. I thought 2/3 of the whole amount.
He has a whole amount of 2/3.
This is his whole
That's
amount,
what that's
3/3.
right,
So here's his whole amount. And then he's using 1 out of 4 of each of 1/4 of that.
That's what I did too.
Still got the same answer, right?
Yeah, because it's commutative, but I'm not sure.
Okay, but in general, why is this multiplication?
Because it has the of word.
See, that's what we
That's
don't
my
want to get
students
into,
are
but
now.
yes, of means multiply. Multiply means of, and that's like the
Yeah, 'cause
generic.
then they just look for
I know.
there it is. I'm gonna multiply.
If you're thinking of as something, how's that?
Because it's
under-
a part of a whole, but that would mean division.
Well, but in fractions, that's kind of what it is.
know.
It's a reverse thinking.
I know.
And I don't.
Because with string, I'm
We
like,
have-
my
we have
kids
to
would automatically think
clarify
division because you're like
the
cutting
way
something
we
out.
explain it to the kids.
Yes,
Okay.
that's right.
Because you're going to be
I
talking
know,
to the kids, and
I
they're the
know.
ones going to be listening to you, and they're
And that one
we're
on the
gonna be
wall-
saying, huh, what?
The
Yeah.
one we had on John's wall that I asked you about the other day, and I said, is that a multiplication or division? Because for the same reason. I know in my head,
Well,
but I'm not sure how to help the kids
Okay,
understand
so we'll start
with
with that.
fractions.
And we're at a place where we're like, right? We don't want the kids to be there, and we don't want ourselves to be there, right? Okay, so, and with the focus, I really like this idea of that we established this year, site-wide, of putting the focus on the focus lesson, right? I mean, that's really where the rubber meets the road, and so let's focus on that, okay? For the remainder of it. This is right up the roller coaster.
What's the rough spot?
I have charts.
Okay.
You are going to need to make your charts, okay, for your focus lesson. But aside from just making them, let's talk about how this is beneficial to the kids. Right? Some of these structures are based on our recent staff meeting related to the standards of mathematical practice. Right? And one of the elements of the standards of mathematical practice that I latched onto was the mathematizing of problems, right?
Can you mathematize? Are you saying mathematize like a 4 times 5? Mathematize that? It's already been mathematized, right?
Yeah, mathematizing word problems.
There we go.
Okay, so remember what we're doing with our focus lessons is starting with a word problem, right? And then developing them and presenting the focus lesson around that. Okay, so here's a basic. So actually give this language to students. Mathematize. Okay, take notes.
Okay.
All right. So how do you mathematize a problem? Kevin has 3/4 of a pan of lasagna. His friends ate 2/3 of this amount of lasagna. What fraction of a whole pan of lasagna did Kevin's friends eat? This is like the examples that you guys came up with, right?